And welcome back. Understanding Medicare may be difficult for some, especially when it comes to if you're eligible and what for.
Well, joining us today is Jason and Connor with Medicare Resource Center. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
So we are coming up on the annual enrollment period, which you can kind of change your options, just kind of go for more information. Tell us about that period and why it's important for people.
Well, it's from October 15th through December 7th, so it's 54 days. It's very important because these plans change every year. Basically, the drug coverage changes, and what cost you a little bit of money this year might not cost you a little bit next year. And if you don't reach out to us for us to review those options for you, you could be in for a rude awakening.
Which is why it's so important to review your coverage every year, isn't that right?
It is important to review your coverage. Most people don't take the opportunity to do it because they're comfortable in their plans. But the one part of Medicare that drastically changes every year is prescription drug coverage. And insurance companies are notorious for jacking the prices up, and sometimes they lower them. But it's important to look at that because normally when people come to us and they want to do a review, the #1 place we save them money is in the prescription drug cost.
So what do you think people who maybe are like kind of getting into there, still learning more, what is like their most common mistake that people may make?
They don't want to do it. They don't want to look at it. They don't want to make a change. And all you have to do is reach out to us. We've been doing this since '07, and we have the software that we know where you live. We know your county. We put in your medications, and we'll say this one appears to keep more of your money in your pocket.
So keep the options open.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep your mind open, keep the options open.
Because there's always new advancements. Speaking of the prescription drug coverage changes that are happening in 2024, right?
Right.
There is, yeah. Again, that significantly changes every year. Most people don't see that change. They just stay in a plan. And there's new plans that come into a market. There's new opportunities. Medicare Part D is privatized, so all the private companies compete with one another. So they're constantly looking at places to provide value. So it's a good idea. There's one insurance company, just one, right here in the Miami Valley, under one name that has 30 different options.
Wow.
And so folks will say, well, I'm on this certain plan. Well, you know, it might be important to look at the other 29 to see if it saves you a couple $100.
So that was kind of my next question, is that I think it's common for some people to look into like local bankers to help them. Why is that a good option for people to consider?
Well, we believe in having local brokers right there because we're in your neighborhood. We go to your church. We'll see you at the golf course. We want you to be happy. And we know the Kettering medical centers. We know Premier. We know there's an option or a hospital up in Springfield that's running into a little bit of a problem with one of the major carriers. So we are here and we know that.
Exactly, and you know what's going on around town. You know the issues and the good things that are happening, which is why it's so important to focus on having someone that's local. And you guys have 6 different locations. So can you tell us a little bit about what you guys do at the Medicare Resource Center and also where you guys are located?
Yeah, so we're mainly located in malls, so Dayton Mall, Fairfield Commons Mall. We've got one in a mall in Piqua, at Elizabeth Place. We've got 6 locations, and what's important to know is that we're not Medicare. What we do is just provide a resource center that's open year-round that people can walk in, and some of the free services we provide are just counseling. We inform people whether they even need to enroll in Medicare or where the best value is at. And so it doesn't cost anything to figure that out. And we like that we're local and we're a human being that you can follow up with us year round. You don't need an appointment. You can just walk right in.
Exactly. And so actually we have the information right there on your screen on one of the locations. It's at the Dayton Mall, and you can go ahead and call that phone number if you have any questions, or visit that website there if you want the full list of locations. Thank you both so much for coming in and sharing this with us
Yeah,
today.
thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Yep.